So, tell me something terrible. You switched wines. I was like, why is your wine so reddish?
Yeah, I finished the white.
Onto the rosé.
Mm-hmm. And that white was less sweet than this rosé. I really like these wines.
This episode brought to you by St. Julian's Rooted Rosé. Get it at your local Meijer if you're from here. I think it's funny that the gas station up the road has it, but the grocery store 2 miles down the road from that doesn't have it. Figure that one out. Anyway, St. Julian's out of Michigan, Rooted Rosé.
Hey, Michigan makes good wine.
It does, and that one's a solid wine.
It is a very solid wine.
It's a little sweet for my liking, but I can get through a glass or two.
Yeah, you like a semi-chilled, semi-sweet rosé.
My eye twitch is peaking. Let's get after it here.
Okay. Right.
I'm glad I don't have to read tonight.
Okay.
If any of you are doctors and know why my left eye won't stop twitching, reach out on social media and maybe have any stroke.
No, it's just stress.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's stress and a caffeine addiction. They're powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
Maybe that like weird pinched nerve in my left trap. Maybe it's just manifesting in my eyelid.
That would make sense. Maybe. It means on the left side.
You said that very confidently.
I did. Mm-hmm. That's half of.
Like you're a physiotherapist or whatever they call those.
Yep.
Why is that closet open?
I got my shorts out of that closet.
Okay.
Yep.
That is nothing to do with the podcast. It's just been stressing me out. So anyway.
You already go shut it?
Nope.
Okay.
We've committed.
All right.
Hi, I'm Scott.
Hi, I'm Tiffany.
How'd that feel? Awkward, right?
We did that backwards.
I know, because you wouldn't say your name.
Okay. And you're listening to something. Tell me something terrible.
I thought you were going to say that backwards just to be. You're listening to something we tell terrible. Whatever. I don't know if that worked. But anyway. It's like, if you're going to ruin things, I'm going to ruin the name.
Okay.
All right. You do your first paragraph. I'm going to need some Heath Bar.
Okay.
Which.
Scooch it.
All of our podcasts, most of them are alcohol driven, but Heath Bars play a big part in how we do this. So
yes.
Shout out to Heath Bars and St. Julian. It feels like we're sponsored. We're not.
No.
Obviously.
We just really like local wine and chocolate.
Yeah. Because we're in our 30s.
Yeah. And Parmesan cheese from Meijer.
Yeah. And we're sophisticated. Parmesan.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. It's the hard Parmesan you got to like shave off with a scalpel.
Yeah. None of that like shake it craft bullshit. This is real cheese.
I don't know if it's
realer cheese.
Realer.
Realer.
That's why she does the writing in this.
Yeah. Guys, can you believe I got offered a writing scholarship when I was in college?
Wow.
I know. It's the only brag, and I turned it down. Anyway, this episode is going to be this week's heavy episode. So this one is about England's actual first serial killer, Mary Ann Cotton, a lady killer.
Mary Ann Cotton?
Yep, she's a black widow.
Ooh.
You want to guess how many husbands she kills?
How many husbands she kills?
Mm-hmm.
Husbands?
Husbands. She's a black widower.
5.
Ugh, not quite that bad. 3. Lots more children. Anyway, there is...
okay, this whole week is full of children killing. Does she lure them with muffins?
No, she poisons them with arsenic.
Oh, is that where the term cottonmouth comes from?
No.
Her last name was Cotton.
I know. I mean, I very, sadly said no, but there's probably other reasons. Hey, those doctors, they could really be telling us the etymology behind cottonmouth. Anyway, I'm sure they have 1,000 other better things to do.
It's a pandemic. They got nothing going on.
Nothing at all. So there are accounts of her MO being common prior to her killing spree, but she is the official first serial killer in the UK because of her kill count.
Her kill what?
Her kill count.
Okay.
Yep. So a lot of people she used arsenic as her poison. A lot of people used arsenic to kill off family members and stuff, but there was never a high kill count for it. So she's the first quote unquote official serial killer.
Well, isn't it 3 or...
It has to be 3 or more killings done over the period of 30 days or more with a cool-off period. So it can't be like a spree where you just kill like 3 or 4 people in
That's
a
a
week.
spree.
Yeah. It needs to be like I killed somebody, took like 2 weeks off, and then killed a couple more.
Yeah.
Okay. The cooldown period is important.
I only eat cereal about once every 2 weeks, maybe. So I understand that. That's probably where they got it from.
Yes. That's exactly where they got
okay.
it from. So it's projected anywhere between 18 to 21 plus people. That was her kill count.
18 to 21 plus.
It was the early 1800s.
So at least 18.
Yeah, at least 18.
Okay.
So it's hard to determine exactly because it was the 1800s and forensic sciences wasn't exactly like, up to snuff.
Whoa.
Hi, we've known each other for 14 years. Do the
I
math.
don't know, but
Long time. We've spent a lot of time together before we got married and a lot of
I'm
time
embarrassed
together since.
that we did that, and I kind of want to just stop. Like, let's just start over from the
Just
beginning.
lay down and pretend none of it
No.
happened.
Let's just start the podcast over. We're only 6 minutes in. We're not
all
that
the way back to
committed.
episode 1, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We're going to call it Let's Tell Each Other Something Terrible at the Same Time. That's a much catchier name.
Rebranding.
Yes.
In the middle.
Yep.
So, and her poison was readily available to use in the home, and the symptoms they mimicked gastritis. So it was really hard to
Why don't we use arsenic for more things now? That's the real question.
because it's regulated now.
That was a joke.
Yeah, back in the day, it was like, oh, you have a mouse problem? Here's a pound of arsenic. Good
Now
luck.
now we can just get borax.
You could probably kill someone with borax.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's a chemical.
I'm glad you didn't say, oh, you can definitely kill someone with borax, because we have borax here, and I would have looked at you sideways.
All right, well, okay, the borax was
This is
for
why I
an
do
experience.
this is why I cook all the meals.
It was an The borax was for an experiment with Lily when we went on our quarantine, but we wound up
Wait, what?
the borax.
What are you experimenting with our child with borax?
The crystal growing. We wound up not using borax. We used something else instead, and I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It was a literal year ago. So,
we
when
just
we
had
first
borax?
went into lockdown, I was like the mom. I spent like the first 2 weeks like, hell yeah, my kid's not going to skip a beat. We're doing like science and art and like this and gym.
You
We're
had an
going on nature
itinerary.
walks. I got her a book and shit. And then like 2 weeks in, they were like, oh yeah, no, they're not going back to school. And I was like, fuck this. Don't care.
I'm not a teacher.
I'll do it for 2 weeks. And then after that, I was like, no thanks.
All right. You've sidetracked.
Yes, very much so. So let's get
Back to your
officially
reading
started.
pen.
Do what?
Back to your reading pen.
Yes, my reading pen. So Mary Ann Cotton was born October 1832, possibly on Halloween, question mark.
I mean, she's got a 1 in 31 chance.
She does. So she was originally named Mary Ann Robson. She grew up with a little bit of a drifter life in northeastern England, with her father getting yearly contracts working for coal companies until he died when Mary Ann was only 9 years old.
Of the black lung.
No. By falling to his death on the job.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, at least she didn't kill him. I was really waiting for that twist.
No, this is, I think, where she gets the idea from. So her mother then tried to support her family on the wow. I slaughtered that sentence and I wasn't even drunk when I was typing this.
We don't know that for sure.
So anyway, her mother then tried to support their family on what little bit of insurance money that was left over from her father's death.
Okay.
So Mary's mother then soon remarried. And apparently Mary and her stepfather didn't have a good relationship, so she escaped her family situation, leaving her home at 16 to work as a nurse, but returned home 3 years later to work as a dressmaker. So I think she realized that, like, if a husband dies, she can get the life insurance policy and live off of that.
I really want to we've been watching Joe Coy on Netflix like crazy, and I want to make like a Filipino joke every time you talk about nurses, but I'm like, it's just not natural.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Also,
if you
you're
have
white.
Netflix, go watch Joe Coy. He's funny.
The last special was amazing.
Kraus, he's not Dave Chappelle, but he is funny.
Yes. And if you really want to get dark and heavy, watch Bo Burnham.
Yeah, his Netflix special is terrific.
Oh, yeah, it was amazing. And he turned into an adult, and I don't like that.
Bo Burnham, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I was in like college, he was like a teenager.
You showed me the fetus joke, and I'm pretty sure he was like 15 when he recorded that.
Yeah, I didn't show it to you. There wasn't video back. Like we didn't have like.
No, I'm pretty sure there was. Because I remember him sitting on a stool and you being like, watch this.
Oh, maybe. But I have his like CD, like a compilation of things I got off of LimeWire or whatever on a CD of like just random clips of his music.
Hey kids, back in the day you had to illegally download things on dial-up. Good luck.
Yeah.
You didn't understand any of that.
Yep. You just start it when you go to bed and then you wake up and you downloaded one song.
If you were lucky.
Yes.
And don't try to download more than one because then it'll take 3 days.
Yes.
I pirated Pirates of the Caribbean 3 on LimeWire and watched it on like a 2x by 2 inch screen.
Pixelated.
Yeah. No, it was pretty clear for the time.
We had that with what was that zombie movie? Where they're in like the mall and they're on the roofs.
Day of the Dead, the
Day
remake,
of the Dead, yeah,
the remake, because that's not the original. Original's
but
from
the
the
Day
60s.
of the Dead one, because they're like, you know how they like hold up the signs and like they're communicating.
That has Joe Leguizamo in it, doesn't it? Yeah.
But the video quality that I watched was so bad you couldn't read what was on the signs when they held it up. So that part of the movie, I still like we own it and like I've rewatched it, but I don't even remember. All I remember is watching it on such poor quality that they would hold up the signs and it would just be like off-white blurriness, and you're like, this is probably kind of important, but we'll be fine. We'll put it together.
No, because that's when they had the bullets and they found the chicken from the other side, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So it's just all I remember is watching on like a tiny screen and just pixelated signs being held up. It's like
back when the like monitors were like a foot deep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It was bad. Mm-hmm. So first world problems.
All right, back to 1832 and Heath Bars.
So Marianne then met her first husband, William Mowbray, when she was 20. The two married in 1852 and promptly got started with the baby making business. Over the next decade. Do what?
I said giggity.
Giggity. Over the next
while
decade
eating a
or
Heath
so.
Bar, she'll come out. Go.
So over the next decade or so, the two had 8 or 9 children with only...
They lost count.
No, okay, it's hard. With the death certificates and shit, like, people, like, would pop out kids and they'd be stillbirths and they just wouldn't even fucking record them. Because multiple different sources gave me multiple different amounts of children.
Well, it's not like their social security numbers.
Yeah. No, there was nothing. They didn't even have birth certificates.
No, they just had them in a bathtub.
Yeah. If they were lucky, usually.
They probably didn't even have bathtubs yet, let's be honest.
Why would you waste the water for afterbirth to... Ugh. Anyway, so the two had 8 or 9 children, or with only 3 living past infancy, or only 5 children with 4 dying and 1 living past infancy. Either way...
Okay.
It's convoluted. That's why the death count's weird. So they all...
Are they giving her credit for towards her death count for her babies?
Yes, because all of them died from what was deemed gastric fever. Which, like, is like bowel pains, cramps, bleeding, like physical, like balling up into balls, seizures, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. That's all the same symptoms that you would get from arsenic poisoning.
Okay. I thought you were saying they were stillbirths and they were calling them like...
Nope.
Okay.
All of them died from gastric fever. Everybody dies from gastritis.
Okay.
Curious, right?
Yep.
So anyway, William, who Marianne frequently argued with, followed suit of all of the children.
Yep.
So along with 2 of the other children that were left over, or possibly none of the children that were left over. Yeah. So all of them died suddenly from gastric fever, and then William died suddenly from gastric fever in 1865. Her remaining child, Isabella, was then sent to live with Marianne's mother. So regardless of how many children she had, one made it out alive who went to go live with her grandma.
Okay.
Yep. And lo and behold, Mary Ann then collected life insurance from her husband by dying. Yep. And went on her merry way.
Merry way. I like what you did there.
Yes. So in Sutherland, England, Mary Ann began working as a hospital nurse. She, quote unquote, fell in love with a patient named George Ward, who proposed to her. The two married in August of 1865. Which is the same year that her first husband had already died.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So although George remained ill during their short marriage, his death in October of 1866 still came as a shock to his doctor. George ultimately died after a long, drawn-out battle with an illness that involved paralysis and intestinal problems. Mm-hmm. Mary Ann, again, collected life insurance from her second husband's death and went on her merry way.
Maybe he should have been gluten-free.
I don't think they knew celiac
I can see
disease back then.
it tears you up. I can imagine. He was going through some things. He had too many breadsticks.
Yeah, breadsticks, arsenic. They're about the same.
Liquid cheese.
Oh, it'll get you. You gotta watch it. The liquid cheese I had last night, though, was fine. I already checked.
Yeah, it was fine for your gluten sensitivity. It was still liquid nacho jalapeno cheese.
And it was still delicious. Mm-hmm. So now she's a double widow. She found herself employed in November of 1866 as a housekeeper for James Robinson.
I'd watch your back, James.
Yes. So he was a fellow widower with children of his own. 1 month after Marianne's employment, James' youngest son suddenly died and unexpectedly died of, I'll give you one guess.
He fell off a roof.
Gastric fever.
Oh, man.
I know. So naturally, in August of 1867, after Marianne comforted James,
They married.
She fell pregnant. She wasn't married yet.
She fell pregnant?
Yes, she just got pregnant.
She fell on a dick?
Yes, she fell right on the dick and comforted him. He was so sad.
He comforted her? So,
That's what you say. Anyway, soon after...
the jokes are getting bad. All right.
So soon after, her own mother became very ill, and Marianne left to tend to her mom. I just realized I used the word mother way too much in this paragraph. So her mother's suffering came to an abrupt end 9 days after Marianne's arrival from stomach pains, although she was on the mend.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then she wasn't?
Very suddenly was not. So Marianne headed back to James's house with her sole surviving daughter, Isabella. Because remember, she was watching her. Yep. And once in the care of her own mother, Isabella started experiencing stomach pains and passed away, along with 2 of James's own children. Yes. So he is now down 3 children, and Marianne has no children tying her to her past husbands. So despite all this illness, James, and you can't see my air quotes, James and Marianne wed in August of 1867, and he must have been so distraught that marrying this strange woman was the only way he could cure his sadness from his entire family dying from gastric fever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So...
As one does.
Yes. The new baby, whose name was Mary Isabella...
After her murdered child. Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Yes. And this is also the one that she got, knocked up with while she was comforting James.
When she fell
Fell
pregnant.
on the dick.
Yeah, when she fell pregnant.
Yep. So this child was born in November, but by March of 1868, this child too died of stomach pains. So he was only a few months old.
Oh.
Yeah. And finally, James started getting sus.
Finally.
Okay. Yep. Marianne was, and not because of all the gastric fevers. So Marianne was trying to force him to take out a life insurance policy, and he soon discovered, he soon discovered that she had an unpaid debt of £60, and she had stolen
£60.
Yes. Well, this is back
okay, but
first
still.
it's in England.
Okay, but still.
Also,
£60 in 1850. There's no way that's like $1 million or anything.
no, it was probably a few hundred.
Hold on, this is when I Google things, and you guys
Okay.
can hear keyboards. That's right.
then
I use
she-
a keyboard, not my phone.
Yeah. So she had also stolen £50 from him, and that she was supposed to deposit in their bank account or whatever they had back then. He had found out that she was using his remaining alive children to pawn off valuables for her to get money. So he kicked her out. And somehow, because of all of this, he made it out of this marriage alive. So,
Nice.
Husband 1, dead. Husband 2, dead. Husband 3, kicked her the fuck out. And
Good for
lived.
you, James.
Yes.
And also, all I got was pounds to dollars calculators, and I was confused, so I just exited out. So we have no idea how much money it was.
there's got to be a...
Shh, keep going.
It would take too many steps. You're like, no.
I was gonna, it wanted me. I don't.
You'd have to do the conversion, and then you have to go back to a calculator that gives you.
I shouldn't have to.
All right. Next time, I'll make sure I'll do.
I
those
thought you were gonna say
conversions for
next
you.
slide, and I was gonna be like, "There's no slides."
We start doing PowerPoints.
Yeah.
That's for the Patreon only.
We do have this nice white wall here. We could do.
That's not white.
What color is this?
Cream.
Okay, it is kind of cream.
It's very cream.
I agreed.
Good. Let's not fight about
Compared
the
to the orange wall, it's whiter.
All right. Do we need to discuss the color of that chair?
No.
It was purple.
We got rid of it on purpose.
So now she was homeless and wandering the streets. A friend of Marianne's named Margaret Cotton introduced Marianne to her brother, Frederick
Wait.
Cotton.
At this point, her name wasn't Marianne Cotton.
No, it was Robson.
Okay.
So, well, it was Robson and then Moray and then blah, 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 and then
Ward.
blah, blah, blah. Yep. So now
This is the last
of
her Merry Men.
Yes.
I've been holding that one in all that. I was waiting for a time to use Merry Men.
It's all
Anyway.
about that comedic timing.
I like how you made like the like. I don't want to describe that hand motion to people.
Anyway, she met Frederick Cotton. Frederick had 2 sons still alive. He'd already lost the other 2.
For now.
Exactly. So he'd already lost 2 of his 4 sons. Those were actually to natural causes from his previous marriage. And the boys, Frederick Jr. and Charles, needed a substitute mother / an assistant caregiver to Margaret. So Margaret, the sister, was helping to raise the boys, and then they needed an extra set of hands. So in comes Marianne.
Gotcha.
Yep. So Marianne fit that bill. But in late March of 1870, Margaret had also succumbed to a, quote, undetermined stomach ailment. So this left Mary Ann alone to console poor Frederick. The pair, of course...
Did she fall pregnant?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
Yep. The pair, of course, married in September 1870, and the son conceived...
She does love a fall wedding.
Yes, she really does like a fall wedding. So anyway, they had a son that was conceived during the consoling of, the death of his sisters.
The comforting her. Yeah.
Yep. So this child was born in early 1871. So yeah, she must have been knocked up before they got married then, because that math doesn't.
Scandalous. She figured her wedding dress she's had, it always fits like a pregnant belly. So
yeah, she's always like 5 months pregnant every time she gets married, so why not?
Yep.
There was further drama afoot. Marianne soon found out that a former lover of hers, Joseph Natras, doesn't matter. I mean, it probably does. The guy dies. Sorry. Was living nearby and was now a divorcee, ready for the taking. She rekindled her romance with Joseph, all while still married to Frederick. Your eye twitching is transferred to me.
Mine's fine now. So you're right. It really is.
It's all the murdering. It's getting to me. And if you want to get technical, she was actually still married to her only surviving husband, James.
Oh, the one that kicked her out? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. So she convinced her newest family to pack up and move closer to her boyfriend.
Wait.
She found out that this guy that she used to see...
So Fred was cool with this?
Fred didn't know.
Oh. So
yes.
I thought you meant like, she's like, hey, can we all move closer to my boyfriend? No. She's like, let's all move.
Yep. She convinced everybody to move so that she could have her technically illegal husband, new family close to her boyfriend so she can mingle. So after the move, Frederick died of that pesky gastric fever in December of 1871.
She just makes too much spicy food, that
Clearly.
Creole cuisine just tore them all up.
Creole cuisine in northern England. It's all that salt.
Isn't Creole inspired by something European? French? What is it?
I don't know, but it's kind of known for Louisiana.
I know, but people from Louisiana, that came from somewhere.
I don't think it's French. I mean, I know
there's
that
the French Quarter.
I know, but I don't think that's where Creole comes from.
Will you stop itching your nose? It's stressing me out.
It's an issue. The allergies are getting to me. Just sniffle loudly into the microphone.
Me?
Anyway, she yet again collected life insurance and a life insurance policy from Mr. Cotton, whose name I already forgot. Thank you. Mm-hmm. So this time, though, Marianne did not go along her merry way. She stayed in the area with Joseph on the side.
Joseph.
Yep.
Sorry, that's Joe Coy coming back.
You had to get in there somewhere.
Every time you said it, that's all I can hear in my head is Joseph.
Yep.
That's my terrible impression. So you're welcome.
Watch him; it's way better than
Joe Coy.
Yeah,
he's funny.
Yeah, he is good. So she became attending nurse to this other gentleman named John Quick Manning while he was recovering from smallpox, and somehow she became pregnant again.
With smallpox?
And a baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. From John Quick Manning.
From his smallpox? Sorry.
We don't know if it was small. He's a victim here. Don't make fun of him.
We know it's quick.
Anyway, suddenly in March of 1872, Frederick Jr., her stepson from husband number 4, died, followed quickly by her infant son.
Okay. Oh, the one that she got pregnant with from Fred? Mm-hmm. OG?
Yep.
So Fred Jr. died.
And the baby.
But Fred, their infant. Anyway, okay, keep going.
Yeah, lots of babies have died.
We need a flow chart, but that's fine.
We really do.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after having adjusted his will accordingly, Joseph, her side chick, also became ill. Yeah, and died from gastric fever. So she collected on the life insurance from Frederick Jr. and from the will from Joseph.
She definitely has made her 60 pounds back then.
No, for sure. So, the next one, there's still one more life insurance policy to go because she took life insurance policy out on everybody in the Cotton family.
A bushel of them?
Yep.
Is that how... Is that how you quantify cotton?
I know. I think it's just apples.
What?
A bushel and a peck? Aren't those apples?
What do you... Anyway, that is so irrelevant. Don't get hung up on it.
Google it right now. We need to know.
No.
So the other stepson, Charles Cotton, was the last life insurance policy she had to go. Marianne considered him dead weight, getting in the way of her hunt for her next husband. She had told a potential employer of hers, who was a parish official named Thomas Riley, after Riley had told her that she could not just drop Charles off at a workhouse.
She wanted to chuck him. That's a Charles joke.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that the boy... She said that the boy was sickly and, quote, I won't be troubled long. He'll go like all the rest of the Cottons. Yep.
Death by poisoning.
Yep. No, gastric fever.
I made banana bread today. Why does it smell like arsenic? Oh, that's secret ingredient. Eat it, Chuck.
And then, so there was this massive... Sorry, that was like a super massive run-on sentence. So I really hope that, all of it made
People are used to it by now.
sense. I hope so. I almost majored in English. The short of it is that she planned on poisoning Charles like the rest of his family, and that she was heavily hinted at doing so to someone that could actually do something about her murderous tendencies, because he was like a parish official, which is something to do with somebody that's important.
Okay, that was detailed.
Yep. So 5 days after making that statement to Thomas Riley, the parish official, Charles died.
Isn't parish like a church thing?
No, I think it's like you've got your parishioners, but no,
Yeah.
parishes are like areas, like small towns, essentially.
Okay. Like a village, county?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like this township would be more considered a parish than if it were in England.
Okay.
But we're a township instead.
It'd have 3 names.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Would also probably not be named after some dead French guy either.
I mean,
Is he from France?
Napoleon?
Yeah.
Don't ask me about history. Jamie's screaming at
I'm sure
in
he
his
is.
car or wherever he is right now.
Either that or Beth is going to tweet at us like, it's this. Anyway.
Our lack of history knowledge is embarrassing. I'm glad we're doing a
Really?
podcast that dabbles in history. I'm going to start reading 100 facts every 30-year-old idiot should know about history.
Or we should start writing them. Anyway.
That's going to be a new tweet series for me. Every Friday, I'm going to post a historical fact I should know.
Yes.
Okay. Look for that. Well, not on Friday. We have episodes. Maybe I'll do it on, what's tomorrow? Nope, Tuesday. No, tomorrow's Monday.
Is it?
Yep. That's going to be my Monday tweets from now
Fun fact Monday?
No.
That flows off the tongue.
It doesn't have to have a weird, catchy title. It's just going to be historical facts that I should know.
Okay.
Okay.
So Marianne informed Thomas of the child's death. Thomas, who was obsus, So he went to the village police and convinced the doctor examining Charles's body to delay writing.
Charlie.
Yep, to delay writing out the death certificate until an actual investigation took place. So Marianne, meanwhile, had contacted the insurance company and was informed that they could not pay out the money until after the death certificate was completed. Later, an inquest was done, and a jury had voted for natural causes.
A grand inquisition.
Mm-hmm. So they believed that Marianne's claim that she had used arrowroot to help relieve Charles's illness, which clearly did not work, and that Thomas, her accuser, was just making wild accusations because she had turned down his advances.
Wait, that Charles, the son, turned down her advances?
No. Thomas.
Thomas Riley.
Yeah.
Okay,
so they
okay,
decided,
sorry.
after an inquest, the jury decided that it was actually not natural causes, it was not from arsenic poisoning, and that Thomas was just being vengeful. But the rumors had started, and soon it became common knowledge after the newspapers had latched onto the story that Marianne had moved all around northern England and had lost 3 husbands already, a lover, a friend, a mother, and a shit ton of kids. All from gastric fever or, arsenic poisoning. So luckily, because everyone was sus at this point, the doctor who attended to Charles' body kept tissue samples. And in these samples, they found arsenic. Surprise, surprise. So the doctor then went to the police, who then arrested Mary and ordered an exhumation of Charles Cotton. A significant trace of arsenic was found in his stomach, and she was charged with murder. But her trial had been postponed. Want to guess why?
She was sick.
She was pregnant.
Of course.
Yes.
She fell on another dick.
She did. It was Mr. Quick Manning's dick.
Oh, his smallpox.
Yes, his smallpox.
Yeah.
So, Marianne's last child was born on January 10th, 1873. She named her Margaret. She was the only living child to have survived Marianne, and only because she was promptly taken away from her mother as soon as she was born in jail. Classy.
Yes.
Yes. So Marianne's trial was on March 5th, 1873, and it lasted 3 days. Her defense was that Charles must have accidentally consumed arsenic from the green wallpaper, of which... Yeah. No, because arsenic...
He's just eating wallpaper.
No, it was just, floating through the air the way lead used to. Because arsenic was used to make green wallpaper green.
Okay.
It was used in the dyeing process.
Do you think that was in our wallpaper that we tore out of our room downstairs? Is that why your allergies are so bad?
Maybe. This house is old enough that could be possible.
The wallpaper that had pheasants on it that we took...
No, the border was pheasant. The wallpaper was plaid.
Yeah, green, forest green
and
plaid.
Gold.
Yeah. And with a pheasant runner.
On 14-foot walls, too.
Yeah.
They weren't fucking around.
I kind of miss it now.
I'm
I'm going to bring it back.
No, you're not. I will. Divorce?
But I feel like if we would have put a leather chair in there, we could have made like a cigar lounge.
No, that's our bedroom now.
Hang
so
guns on the walls.
Nope.
We don't. I mean,
what, the one?
We'd have
gun
to
that you
buy guns. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm sure my dad's got a few you can lend us.
Just fake ones. Put like airsoft guns up there. Anyway. Just squirt guns in a gun case.
Spray paint them black and camo.
No. Leave them completely childish.
With the little orange tips and everything.
If I find a gun case, like a garage sale, I'm going to buy it and then just fill it full of water guns. Just because I like satire that much. And we're going to keep the biggest frickin' padlock we can find on it. Be like, those are for emergencies.
They're actually filled with piss.
Arsenic, actually.
Arsenic,
yes.
So anyway.
Why would they be full of piss, you weirdo?
Because that would be awful and it's germy and it would smell bad.
Like, why do you have a funnel in the bathroom, Tiff? Oh, just filling up the squirt guns. Anyway, you're disgusting. Please read your story.
So after evidence was presented, the fact that she was also a nurse and had easy access to poisons, like the arsenic, exhumations that had been done on other victims, and testimony of doctors. And according to one eyewitness, who was a neighbor named Jane Headley, who assisted Marianne when Joseph Natras was sick, Jane described in court how Natras threw himself about, and Marianne was obligated to restrain him with force, making it clear that Marianne was comfortable killing in plain sight. The jury left to deliberate. It took 90 minutes to find her guilty and sentence her to death.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Decisive folk.
Yep. But wait, we're not done.
What's behind door number 2?
Yeah. So on March 24th, 1873, Marianne was hanged at the Durham County Jail. And it was a spectacularly terrible event. She was assigned a known clumsy hangman named William Calcraft.
I'm sure by chance.
You know, probably not. So he botched the entire thing.
How many hangmen do they have where there's one guy who's shitty his job and they're like, well, it's just his turn. I mean, what do you want us to do? We've got 8 of them. It's his turn.
Yep. So the scaffolding was built with too small of a trapdoor, and the rope was hung too short to
Maybe she was a big lady. We don't know.
No, she wasn't. So the rope was also hung too short to actually drop far enough to break her neck.
Okay.
So William released the door, and she fell and then just hung there, twitching at the end of a too short rope. William then had to press downward on her shoulders until she died.
I was going to say, did he jump on her and like hang from her?
No, he just pressed on her
Oh my
for
God.
3 minutes. Just literally strangling this woman.
And she fell pregnant. Sorry.
Right on his smallpox.
Yes.
So Marianne remained one of England's most prolific serial killers until Harold Shipman in the 1970s to 1990s-ish.
Okay.
He's killed
Besides
200.
Jack the Ripper.
Yeah. No, Jack the Ripper only killed 4 or 5, 4 people?
Okay, but he had a way better nickname.
Yeah, well, he also had a way more scandalous MO as well. Harold Shipman killed upwards to 260 people. He was a doctor.
Harry Shipman.
Yes.
Okay. So, he deserves his own episode because I've never heard of him.
I have.
Of course, you've heard of everybody. That's why it
Not
sucks when
everybody.
I have to write.
I haven't heard of her.
Okay.
Okay. So after she was removed from the gallows, her body was taken back into the prison where she was cast of her head was made to be studied by the West Hartlepool Phrenological Society. You know, phrenology, where they feel your head and for your bumps and your stuff, and they're like, oh, this would be what you're good at, and you're going to be a killer, or you're going to be smart, or you're going to be dumb. You ever heard of phrenology?
No.
Oh, it's crazy pseudoscience where they rub on your skull.
No, I can tell it's pseudoscience.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah, if they find a giant crack in it where you were spiked as a child, they're like, oh, yep, you probably had a rough adulthood.
Yeah. So anyway, there was a wax mold of her head that was at the Mademoiselle Tussaud's Chamber of Horrors, which is a wax museum that unfortunately closed in 2016 that was dedicated to the macabre.
Oh.
Yeah.
She had to be somewhat attractive, right? She had 7 husbands and lovers on the side and all this. She had to have been, right?
No, I mean, I guess it's
For
the
the time?
1800s.
Yeah.
She was. I mean, there was articles that was describing what she looked like, and apparently she had this really pretty thick hair, and she was very high fashion and all of those things. So anyway, Marianne also has her own nursery rhyme.
Okay.
Yep, this is where it ties back into last.
Are you going to
episode.
sing it?
No, I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to say it. I said rhyme, not song. I don't sing. I was in band. So Marianne Cotton, dead and forgotten. She lies in her bed with her eyes open wed. Open wed? Wow.
Wide open.
Wide open. I can read.
Can you? Because you flipped a word and made up a new one.
I did. Marianne Cotton, dead and forgotten. She lies in her bed with eyes wide open. Mm-hmm. Sing, sing. Oh, what can I sing? Marianne Cotton is tied up with string.
That was too short. Sorry.
Where, up in the air, selling black puddings, a penny a pair. And black pudding is gross blood sausage.
Is that where she put the arsenic?
No, I think just put it in anything. Arsenic can be dissolved in anything. It's actually tasteless and odorless.
I wish you would have sung that Yaski. What? Oh my goodness, The Witcher. What's his name?
Oh, fucking. Oh my God. This is where Beth's screaming.
It's not Jaskers, but that's what it's.
Haskier.
No.
Jaskier.
Whatever.
Beth is now screaming.
They're all screaming, and I feel ashamed because we need to go rewatch. We started watching it again, and I was like, we got to wait until it's closer to the new season. Mm-hmm. We can start watching it again. Actually, that's what we should go do now.
That sounds like a great idea.
So we're going to leave you guys here, and we're going to go watch The Witcher.
Yep. And I'm going to try to play the video game and get past the
Intro.
Yep. I don't
Past
want to
the
talk
bath
about
scene?
it. I don't want to talk about it. I got past the bath scene.
Anyway.
I got stuck.
Congratulations if you made it through this week in our podcasts. Stop rustling your papers.
I'm sorry.
It's very distracting.
It's really warm in this room, and I've had a lot of wine.
It is. The back of my knees are sweaty.
Oh, no.
I know.
Summer's going to be great when it gets to 115 degrees.
We might be recording in the garage or something.
Oh, no. The garage is hotter.
The Green Barn? Your favorite place?
No, fuck the Green Barn.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thanks.
And we'll...
Wait, did you congratulate people already?
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations.
And there should be a bonus episode coming out. This will be out Friday. I'm hoping on Sunday. We'll see how things go.
Okay.
Assuming we record it Thursday, it might be up Sunday. Sunday's kind of the good day. We like to post the bonus stuff.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Social media.
Okay.
We're up to 23 Twitter followers.
Ooh, look at us
Killing
go.
it. Might be higher than that, actually. I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't look at the numbers.
Nope.
They're depressing.
This is for fun.
100%.
Yeah.
And sweaty knees.
Fun and sweaty knees.
That's a new revelation. And my sunburn. Oh, I'm so white. All right. Thanks for listening. Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, sources?
Yeah.
Okay. We forgot sources.
We didn't forget sources. You're recording them now. I'll put them in seamlessly. Record your sources.
Sources. So murderpedia.com, wikipedia.com, and an article from Britannica.com entitled Britannica Explores 100 Women Trailblazers.
Trailblazers?
Yep.
Seems a little too credit worthy.
I mean, she killed a lot of people. It was noteworthy.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to our terrible podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. Feel free to follow us on Twitter at TMSTPod.
And if you'd like to support the show, you can find us on Patreon at Tell Me Something Terrible.
Oof, that was terrible.